Okay, quick scenario. You're editing a layout, you know it's a universal layout, and you also know it's probably used in a bunch of places. And right before you click save, there's that split second where you think, how many things am I about to change right now? Yeah, that's what we're talking about this month. Omnisend getting better at showing you what's already connected, reused, or affected before you found out by accident. So let's start with that exact situation. Universal layouts are meant to be reused. That's the whole idea. You build something once, it shows up everywhere it needs to, and you don't have to think about it again. But once the layout is used in enough places, editing it stops feeling casual. So now every universal layout shows you a usage count right there in the list. So you can see how many places it's used and where. And if you go to delete one, that same information shows up again. Just to make sure you're doing it intentionally and you're not on autopilot. We also made a very small visual change that solves a very common moment of confusion. When you're editing a universal layout, the editor now has a transparent grid background, which makes it immediately obvious that you're working on something shared, not just a one-off email. Next up, SMS. If quiet hours are enabled, Omnisend now tells you directly while you're setting up a campaign, so you know upfront why certain sending times aren't available. It's not a warning, it's not changing the rules, it's just the system being clear about what's happening right at that moment, which makes scheduling feel a lot more straightforward and a lot less like you're just trying your luck and adjusting something until that something finally sticks. Not in this economy. If you've ever reviewed an automation, you know you're usually not trying to redesign anything. You're just double checking that everything still looks okay before moving on. And watch this, you can now scroll through the full email preview directly inside the Automations Builder without clicking edit and jumping into the email builder just to see that very same full email preview. It keeps you in the flow, cuts out a few unnecessary steps, and makes reviewing automations feel noticeably faster, especially when you're dealing with multiple emails in a single workflow. Mwah, simply beautiful. Now for anyone managing more than one store, you can now copy segments from one store to another within the same platform, rename them as you go, and even copy them to multiple destination stores at once. So if you've already built a segment that works, you don't have to recreate it store by store, carefully matching every condition and hoping you didn't miss one. You can reuse it, keep things consistent, and move on. This is especially useful for agencies, account managers working with multi-brand clients, and larger teams using templated accounts to scale without repeating the same work. Moving on, a quick yet mighty stop in forms. AI-generated forms can now include teasers, and you can also copy forms with teasers using AI. So if you're creating variations, testing messaging, or just trying to move faster, the AI assistant now covers the full setup, not just part of it. Told you it was quick, but you know what they say, it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion. Alright, billing. The pricing plan page is now called Pricing and Usage, and at the top of it, there's a new monthly estimate block that gives you a clear picture of what your next bill is shaping up to be. You'll see the estimated total, the amount including tax, upcoming billing dates, and a breakdown of your active subscriptions, including your plan, SMS, and any add-ons. It also handles more complex setups automatically, like multiple billing dates, paid SMS on a free plan, or prepaid plans paired with monthly SMS subscriptions. We've also added a new integration with Influencer Hero. It's an all-in-one influencer marketing platform, and once it's connected, you can discover influencers already in your Omnisend contact list, export their profiles, and build influencer-specific segments for targeted newsletters, offers, and launches, which makes influencer marketing feel like part of your existing workflow, not a separate thing living somewhere else, which is generally what you would want. And lastly, alongside all of that, there are ongoing UI and UX improvements across the platform. We looked at what you've been flagging, what keeps popping up in support tickets, and the little things our own team kept tripping over, then fixed them to make the platform feel smoother overall. You'll probably notice them gradually, and that's intentional. And that's that. Nothing here changes how you work. It just makes Omnisend more intuitive about what's connected and already in motion. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.